Hi, I'm Sophie.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and we're Sophie and Sarah.
Thank you for joining us today on this video.
Now let's get right into the video. Woo! There we go. I guess that's how I'm starting every video now. So, about 2 weeks ago, I finished watching Star vs. the Forces of Evil, all 4 seasons in about a week or so. Top quality show, would recommend. I decided to make a wand from the show. And I really liked season 3's wand just because I thought it had like the horns, it was really cute. It matched a lot of Star's personality. So I thought, yeah, let's make it. And I had enough stuff to do it, so I did. And then I was like, dang, I should have filmed that. Because what better introduction to me than 17-year-old future UCLA student makes a magic wand from a children's TV show. I didn't film that one, but I did film myself making this, which is Marco's wand from the show. And I think it's pretty good. So that's the video you're about to watch. Let's get into it. Also, I apologize for the voiceover in advance because I am currently using my AirPods as a microphone, so one day it might get better, but for now, you get AirPod quality. Sorry about that.
So I started this project by tracing a circle just about under halfway on the styrofoam ball. Then I'm taking a handsaw and cutting off the smaller half of the ball. Then, taking the bigger half, I take some clay, dip it in some warm water, and fill in all the holes on the outside of the styrofoam ball. If the ball that you have is already smooth, then you don't need to worry about that step. Now I am cutting out the wings on my template because I think that's the first step I'm going to do. Next, I am tracing out my wing onto some foam that I had left over in my garage. That's why it's colorful and they're meant to be bookmarks, but you know. Then I flip over the wing template so I don't have to cut out another one and cut that out with scissors. I tried to cut it out with an X-Acto knife here and then realized that it came out with a really jagged edge, so instead I just went back in with my scissor and finished it up that way. I ended up really not liking one of the wings that I made, so I actually retraced it onto another piece of foam and cut it out again. So now I end up with 2 perfectly symmetrical wings. Next, I'm cutting out the face of the wand. Next, I'm using an X-Acto knife to cut out one of those sections on the inside of the wand. I found that I only need to cut out one because the whole face is pretty symmetrical. I can just turn it as I go around when I'm tracing it, so I only need to cut out one part of it. Here, I find out that the foam that I had to cut out the face with wasn't quite big enough for my wand face, so I went to go find some cardboard and ended up cutting it out in cardboard instead. And here I'm remembering why I hate X-Acto knives. This one just kept falling apart, and I had to keep twisting the blade back into it as I was cutting. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but every time I use this knife, this always happens. So, if I could, I would just use a scissor. And after cutting it out, this is what it ended up looking like. Now taking some paints, I'm just dabbing those onto a paper plate and mixing up some colors so I can get that perfect greenish aqua color for the face.
Another thing, I think this wand kind of looks more like what Jana would have as a wand, you know? Like, because this kind of matches her outfit and her overall color scheme. I think this should have been Jana's wand. I feel like Marco should have had one that was more red, just because of the red hoodie, all that. Or something that kind of looked like his Blood Moon outfit. I think that would have been...
Here I used some black paint to paint the wings, and I found I needed about 3 coats, because the first coat kind of just soaks into the foam. Next, I'm also covering up the sides of my little face, because the cardboard was visible. Next, I'm taking my 1-inch dowel and measuring about how long I wanted it to be. Mine ended up being about 6 or 7 inches, with 1 inch going into the actual ball. So here I'm just marking out where I want to cut it, based on my template. And then I took a handsaw outside and cut it out. I realized that the edges were a little bit rough, so I'm taking my sanding block on the roughest side and just scraping away at the top. You can see a lot of sawdust, sanding dust came off. And now it's really smooth. Woohoo! So now I'm just taking my styrofoam ball and figuring out where I want my dowel to go into. And since it's pretty big, it's a little bit back from the face so that it doesn't poke through the front or poke through the back. So I'm taking my X-Acto knife and carving out a circle, and I don't want to take away too much because you can always take away more, but you can't add any place back. So once it's big enough, I stick the thing in there, and hooray, it looks like this. So I take some hot glue and fill in the hole, just a little bit, just enough so that when I stick in the wand, it'll stay in place. Next, I seal the edges around where the stick and the ball meet so that it's a nice, even area. Next, I'm taking my dimensional scissors again and realized that I didn't like my face that I had originally made, and then decided I wanted to cut it back out in a thinner cardboard, because with the thicker cardboard, you could see all those like ridges. So here I retraced it and cut it out again. I did that off camera. And here I am mixing more paint colors to go onto my main body of the wand. I came with this light aqua color, and in the end I ended up darkening it a little bit with some black, so that ended up a little bit of a gray or blue, so that it matched the one in the cartoon better. Next, I hot glued on this white foam face that I made to make that white background on the wand. And I realized I didn't film that part because my camera actually ran out of storage, so yeah, I did that off camera. And I'm also painting the edges that showed up from that white face onto the foam on the outside. Now I'm hot gluing the face right onto that white foam, making sure that the point is directly straight up. Now I'm adding the wings to the sides, and it's about halfway in between the 2 points on the edges, so it's like pretty much exactly on the sides of the wand. Then I just went over and painted the edges a little bit so that they're all black. Now taking 2 strips of foam, I wrap those around the bottom, and here I'm trimming it to size. Then taking another piece of foam, I do it on the top too. Then I painted it white. And now I'm gluing on a tiny little diamond shape for that little pointy part on the top. And now I'm just finishing painting up any little specks that came off and the little edges, because the edges didn't end up painted. I did that part off camera too. And now I'm giving the whole thing a coat of Mod Podge just so that there's a common, even finish throughout the whole thing, and just to seal in all the paint so it doesn't keep chipping or anything like that. Now I'm setting that off to dry. Then I take some red ribbon and cut it out into a little square. I didn't have any rhinestones and I couldn't go to the store to buy any, so I found this really shiny red ribbon that worked really well as just my little center gem thing that Margot has on his wand. Next, I'm taking some hot glue and sticking on this little diamond that I also made for the bottom. I also did that off camera, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Just cut out a foam or cardboard diamond and paint it just like that. And this is the finished product. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I think it works really, really well with my Season 3 wand that I made a few days ago, and honestly, it's super cool. And if you want a tutorial for that Season 3 wand, then leave a comment down below and maybe I'll make it in the future.
I hope you enjoyed watching that video, and thank you for coming to my little corner of the internet. Next, I can hopefully make clips this wand. That's the goal at the end of this. Yep. Pyroblast.
Thank you for watching this video by Sophie and Sarah. There's another video you may enjoy right here, and you can click right here to subscribe for more sunshine and stupidity.
And you can click the notification bell to get an alert anytime I post a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye!